everyone. We are in Dongmueang International Airport. Today, we are going to introduce two people, and they are flight attendants. Let's follow us.
Swadika, I'm Min.
I'm Opor.
We are cabin crew at Northcoast Airlines.
What kind of attitude towards a flight attendant job you held before become a flight attendant, and how have they changed after you start a job?
Okay, before I started this job, I think being beautiful and being neat is the most important thing to be the cabin crew. But after I perform my duty, be beautiful, be neat, still useful, but to be conscious is the most important thing, because being the cabin crew is a person who the passenger can rely on. When we perform during the flight, we have to notice everything that become the hazard.
Firstly, before I became a cabin crew here, I just imagined that a whole picture of being cabin crew is like big smiles, smooth flight, and excellent service. But from what I thought, it's just a part of another big whole picture that I imagined. So another part is included safety, be alert at all situations, and communication. I mean, effectively communication, which is more important than just big smile, excellent service.
It's the worst and the best thing that have ever happened in your workplace.
The worst and the best thing that ever happened in my workplace. So I will start with the worst thing. The worst things are when we have conflicts and it hasn't been solved. I mean the conflict during the flight. And the best thing is when we have conflicts and they are solved at the end.
For me, the worst thing in the airline field is delay. We cannot control delay. When it's delayed, it's up to many factors. For example, the traffic controller, the passenger, or anything. But I think being the cabin crew, we have to deal with the situation on the plane. Worst thing when the worst thing happens, and when our passenger understand, it becomes the best thing.
How do you discuss or share ideas in order to prepare for a flight or get feedbacks that can be improved?
Okay. So actually we will conduct a pre-flight briefing before we going to perform any flight, any single flight. So in that briefing, we just gather in one room, which is we call a briefing room. So all the crews together, and we discuss like how many passengers fly with us today, what is the flight number, what is the date, and the conditions of the passengers.
After the duty, we have the briefing, debrief after the flight. So the leader will sum up everything that happened during the flight.
While working, are there any situations you cannot use English for communication effectively, and which factor cannot make conversation successful?
So there are many factors that makes the conversation unsuccessful between me and other passengers, because most of the passengers, they are Chinese. Like 90% they are Chinese and they do not use English. So when they do not use English, so we have to use Chinese, and Chinese is not easy. So we can use just some short and simple way to instruct them to do, especially when we have to secure the cabin before we take off and landing. And that's gonna be just some short work.
Like our passengers are Thai, are Chinese, some are foreigner from other countries. So we have to mix three languages together, sometimes Thai, sometimes English, sometimes Chinese. But we just can speak Chinese just a little bit, so we have to use English and Thai to communicate with the passenger. But most of Chinese don't speak English. We have to just give the just short instruction to them, or sometimes we have to ask the cabin crew who can speak Chinese to talk to them.
What is your plan after you retire from a flight attendant?
Well, actually I haven't planned anything yet, but I have like briefly two things in my head right now. I will start a master degree after I retire from flight attendant, or maybe I will start my own business, but I didn't think about it yet.
retire from the flight attendant, I have two plans. The first plan is to start the education. Then maybe I will take some course about what I want to do in the future or what I want to run the business. Or the second plan, maybe I will be back to be the teacher again, but it's up to the situation in the future.